Welcome to another episode of Modern Bok. Thank you for joining me today. So today I'm going to go through New Zealand's path through the World Cup pools, the teams they'll be playing, the histories of those their games before, and yeah, please comment, please subscribe, please share, and yeah, let's get the discussion going down below. So let's get into it. New Zealand's first game is the South Africa game, a big game everybody's waiting for, everybody's excited about. The last results was, of the last 10 games, New Zealand have won 7 of them, lost 2 and drawn 1. But so it is a very lopsided New Zealand, definitely the favourites going into that game, and they deservedly are. So it's going to be very interesting. But it does change a little bit with the last 3 games, as the average is 0 difference. So definitely the tides have turned in a much more contested, beautiful game, and that's great for rugby in general. You never want to have lopsided wins, especially against two of the best teams in the world. So I definitely think this is going to be a fascinating game to watch. If for your Super Brew picks or your picks in general, if you take the last 5 games into account, since New Zealand and South Africa play relatively regularly, I think it's a good amount of games to pick. New Zealand do have a 20-point advantage there over the last 5 games, so definitely shows their favourite status and why they are definitely the ones you should possibly pick if you want to get those points. But I don't know if that 20 is any more valid. I'd say maybe a smaller figure, as it definitely gets skewed by the last 3 games hugely. It would have been over 40 if you just took the 2 games before that, considering the demolishments by a stunning New Zealand team in that situation. So yeah, next they play Canada. New Zealand have played Canada 5 times, only really once in the last 10 years, so it is very tough to take this and to take it with a pinch of salt. But in the 5 times New Zealand have won every game. New Zealand on average beat Canada by 52 points, which is is tough. I think for Canada it is hard to compete against such a quality team, and I think the biggest thing that a lot of the minnow teams, and I don't say that in a bad way, have is they lack sometimes the tactical defensive packs. They get easily bunched. Modern teams and professional teams are taught, and their whole defensive patterns are designed around effectively causing teams like this to bunch up and cause their whole pack to fall into disarray. So I'd love to see Canada try and tactically face that, and I hope that they can. Next they play Namibia. Only ever played Namibia once. It was in 2015 though, so a relatively recent game compared to the Canada situation, but did demolish Namibia by 44 points. Again, should be a relatively comfortable game for New Zealand. I think Namibia might be a little bit stronger, but unfortunately 2015 is relatively recent, so it could be around that range in my opinion. The last game they have is probably the next toughest game for them, besides the South Africa game. Again, if South Africa does manage an upset in that opening game, this could be an essentially important game for New Zealand, as it could cost them the pool's qualification to the quarterfinals if they don't take this. That's what makes this pool so fascinating. Italy, they have played Italy 5 times and won all of them, so they should be quite comfortable, and those are also some massive margins. The last time they played was in 2018, so then the one by 62 points. The time before that in 2016 by 58 points, and again 58 points in 2012. So relative beatings throughout. I don't think they're going to be concerned about the Italy game as much as maybe South Africa would be, but still a game for a New Zealand fan to watch, especially if the first game goes pear-shaped. Considering Italy get a lot of great practice against some of the best teams in the world in 6 Nations, I would definitely watch Italy. You can't write them off. They definitely have the great games on their day. I mean, they've had some good wins in this year in 6 Nations that definitely showcase them as quite a strong side. But the average in the last 5 games is 46 points, so a relative comfortable win for New Zealand, probably a good pick in my opinion. But yeah, that's my that's my kind of like historic feedback on New Zealand's pool journey, how they possibly will go about the possible results that probably they will face. Hopefully it helps you with your Super Brew picks, helps you with the other fantasy game picks if you have any other games. But yeah, please comment, please share, please subscribe down below, and let me know if you've had any other things, details you want, maybe any historic data I might have missed. Thanks guys, cheers.